He's my billionaire alpha boss. I was never meant to fall for him. But before we dive in, if this is your first time listening to one of our audiobooks, hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us bring you more powerful stories like this one. Stick around until the very end of the video, and if this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments and share this audiobook to a friend. Now let's begin. Chapter 1, The One Night Mistake. Some nights, you make choices that shatter your whole world. I should have gone home. Should have curled up with a cheap bottle of wine and my mounting bills instead of stepping into this underground club where shadows dance with secrets and everyone wears masks, literal or otherwise. But desperation makes you stupid, and I was drowning in it. The bass thrums through my chest as I push deeper into the crowd. Past couples lost in each other, past the bar where expensive liquor flows like water. My black dress clings to curves I usually hide behind conservative blazers, and for once, I don't care who's looking. Tonight, I'm not Olivia Riley, the girl whose family estate is 3 months from foreclosure. I'm not the woman who just lost her third job this year because I couldn't smile pretty enough while men twice my age made comments about my legs. Tonight, I'm nobody. You look like you're running from something. The voice cuts through the music like silk over steel. Deep. Commanding. The kind of voice that makes your spine straighten without permission. I turn and my breath catches. He's tall. Tall enough that I have to tilt my head back even in heels. Dark hair, darker eyes, and a jaw that could cut glass. His suit probably costs more than my rent, but it's the way he carries himself that makes my pulse stutter. Like he owns everything he looks at. Including me, apparently, because those eyes are locked on mine like I'm the only person in this room. Maybe I am, I say, surprising myself with how steady I sound. What's it to you? His mouth curves into something that's almost a smile. Nothing. Everything. Depends what you're running from. And what makes you think I'd tell a stranger? Because strangers are safer. He steps closer, close enough that I catch his scent. Expensive cologne mixed with something darker, more dangerous. No expectations. No consequences. My heart hammers against my ribs. No strings. Exactly. The word hangs between us like a challenge. Around us, the club pulses with life, but it feels like we're in our own bubble. His eyes never leave mine, and I feel exposed in ways that have nothing to do with my dress. I don't even know your name, I whisper. Good. His fingers brush my wrist, and electricity shoots up my arm. Keep it that way. I should walk away. Every rational part of my brain is screaming at me to turn around and leave. But when he extends his hand, I take it. He leads me through the crowd, past the VIP section, to a private room I didn't even know existed. The door closes behind us, muffling the music to a distant throb. Second thoughts, he asks, reading my hesitation. Third and fourth thoughts, I admit. But I'm still here. Why? Because I'm tired of being careful. Tired of doing the right thing and getting nothing but heartbreak in return. Tired of being invisible. Because sometimes you need to do something that scares you. His eyes flash with something I can't name. I scare you. Terrify me. This time his smile is real. Predatory. Good. When he kisses me, it's not gentle. It's claiming, consuming, like he's trying to brand himself onto my soul. My hands fist in his jacket, pulling him closer, and I lose myself in the taste of him. Whiskey and mint and something uniquely male. His hands fan my waist, thumbs brushing the bare skin where my dress rides up, and I gasp against his mouth. He takes advantage, deepening the kiss until I'm dizzy with want. Tell me to stop, he murmurs against my lips. No. The single word unleashes something in him. His control splinters, and suddenly I'm pressed against the wall, his mouth on my throat, my fingers tangled in his hair. He's everywhere at once, his touch, his scent, his presence overwhelming every sense I have. Time becomes meaningless. There's only this moment, this man, this feeling like I'm flying and falling at the same time. When it's over, We lie tangled together on the leather couch, my head on his chest, listening to his heartbeat slow. His fingers trace lazy patterns on my shoulder, and for a moment, I let myself pretend this is real. That I'm not just another conquest for a man who clearly has his pick. I have to go, I whisper eventually. His arm tightens around me. Stay. The single word is rough, almost vulnerable, and it cracks something inside my chest. But I can't. This was supposed to be one night. One perfect mistake to carry with me. I slip from his arms, gathering my scattered clothes with shaking hands. He watches me dress, his expression unreadable in the dim light. Will I see you again? I ask, hating how hopeful I sound. He's quiet for so long I think he won't answer. Then he sits up, running a hand through his disheveled hair, and looks at me with eyes like winter. This never happened. The words hit like a slap. I nod, not trusting my voice, and head for the door. Wait. I turn back, hope fluttering in my chest like a trapped bird. But he just looks at me, memorizing my face maybe, or erasing me from his memory. Be careful out there. The alarm screams at 6 a.m., dragging me from dreams filled with dark eyes and whispered promises. My body aches in places that remind me last night wasn't just fantasy, and I press my face into the pillow, trying to hold on to the memory a little longer. But reality is a harsh mistress, and I have a new job to get to. King Industries, the biggest tech company on the West Coast, and somehow miraculously, they hired me as an executive assistant. The salary is double what I was making, enough to save the estate if I'm careful. I shower until my skin is pink, trying to wash away the scent of him, the memory of his hands. By the time I'm dressed in my most professional suit, navy blue, buttoned to my throat, I almost look like myself again. Almost. The King Industries building towers over downtown like a glass and steel monument to power. My heels click against marble floors as I navigate through the lobby, past fountains and modern art that probably costs more than my car. The elevator rises silently to the 40th floor, and my stomach drops with each passing level. Not from the height, but from nerves. I need this job. Desperately. You must be Olivia Riley. I turn to find a woman in her 50s with kind eyes and silver hair pulled back in a perfect chignon. She extends a manicured hand. I'm Margaret Chen, Mr. King's senior assistant. Welcome to the team. Thank you, I manage, shaking her hand. I'm excited to be here. Good. He's in meetings all morning, but he wants to meet his new assistant before lunch. I'll show you to your desk, get you set up. She leads me through a maze of glass-walled offices and pristine cubicles. Everyone moves with purpose, their voices hushed, their clothes expensive. I feel like an imposter in my discount suit. Here we are. Margaret stops beside a desk outside, a set of imposing double doors. Mr. King's office is through there. He's particular about his privacy, so always knock. And Olivia. I look up from the computer she's turning on for me. He can be demanding. Don't take it personally. He's brilliant, but brilliant men often lack social graces. Before I can ask what she means, the double doors swing open, and a group of men in suits file out, their faces tense. Behind them, a familiar voice drifts through the doorway. Make sure those projections are revised by tomorrow. I don't accept failure, gentlemen. My blood turns to ice. That voice, deep, commanding, with just a hint of roughness that makes my skin remember things I'm trying to forget. No, it can't be. Margaret notices my frozen expression. Are you all right, dear? You look pale. I'm fine. I lie, my voice barely audible. The last executive exits and footsteps approach the doorway. Expensive shoes on marble floors. My heart pounds so hard I'm sure everyone can hear it. Margaret, send in my new assistant. I want to... He stops mid-sentence. Standing in the doorway of his corner office, filling the frame with his presence, is the man from last night. The stranger who made me forget my own name, who whispered promises in the dark, who looked me in the eye and said those words would haunt me forever. This never happened. Asher King, my new boss. His icy blue eyes lock onto mine across the pristine office space, and for a moment, the world stops spinning. Every sound fades away. The hum of computers, the distant chatter of employees, even my own thundering heartbeat. He's different in the harsh light of day, more intimidating in his perfectly tailored charcoal suit, his dark hair styled to perfection, his expression carved from stone. But those eyes are exactly the same. The eyes that looked down at me as I fell apart in his arms. Recognition flickers across his features for just a heartbeat before his face becomes a mask of cold professionalism. His jaw clenches so tightly I can see the muscle jump beneath his skin. He knows exactly who I am, and he's going to pretend he doesn't. Chapter 2, Ice Cold Boss. Standing in Asher King's office doorway, I feel the weight of his stare like a physical thing, and he's going to destroy me for what we shared. 3 days. 3 days of walking on eggshells around a man who acts like I'm invisible while his eyes burn holes through my professional facade. 3 days of impossible tasks, cutting remarks, and a tension so thick I can barely breathe in the same room as him. Miss Riley. His voice cuts through my thoughts like a blade. The Morrison Files. Now, I look up from my desk where I've been organizing his schedule for the 5th time this morning. Which Morrison Files, Mr. King? There are 7 different Morrison accounts. His jaw ticks. That same muscle I watched clench when he whispered my name in the dark. All of them. And I needed them 10 minutes ago. Sir, you didn't ask for. Are you arguing with me? The ice in his voice makes my spine straighten. Around us, the office has gone quiet. Everyone pretending not to listen while hanging on every word. No, sir. I'll get them right away. I stand on shaking legs, smoothing my pencil skirt with damp palms. As I pass his desk to reach the filing cabinet, he doesn't move, doesn't give me space. I have to brush against his chair, and when I do, his cologne hits me like a memory I'm trying to forget. His breath catches, so quietly I almost miss it. But I don't miss the way his fingers grip his pen like it's the only thing keeping him grounded, or how his eyes track my movement as I bend to retrieve the bottom files. Careful, Miss Riley. His voice has dropped to that low rumble that haunts my dreams. We wouldn't want any accidents. When I turn to hand him the files, our fingers brush. Just for a second. Just long enough for electricity to shoot up my arm and lodge somewhere dangerous in my chest. His pupils dilate before he jerks his hand away like I've burned him. Get out. Sir. I said get out. I have work to do. I flee his office on unsteady legs, my face burning with humiliation and something else I don't want to name. Behind his closed doors, I hear something crash against the wall. Margaret appears at my elbow with a steaming cup of coffee. Don't let him get to you, dear. He's been difficult lately. Difficult. I let out a shaky laugh. Is that what we're calling it? He's under a lot of pressure. The Singapore merger, the board breathing down his neck. She pats my shoulder. Just keep your head down and do good work. He'll come around, but I know the truth. He's not being difficult because of work pressure. He's being cruel because 3 nights ago I let him see me fall apart, and now he can't stand the sight of me. The rest of the day passes in a blur of coffee runs, phone calls, and tasks that seem designed to break me. By 6 p.m., the office has emptied except for the cleaning crew and me. Still at my desk, trying to finish the reports he dumped on me at 5. My phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. You looked beautiful today in that blue skirt. Shame your boss doesn't appreciate what's right in front of him. Ice floods my veins. I look around the empty office, suddenly aware of how alone I am. How exposed. Another text. Don't worry, sweetheart. I appreciate you. My hands shake as I grab my purse and coat. I need to get out of here. Need to get home where I can think, where I can. Working late, Miss Riley? I spin around, my heart in my throat. Asher stands in his office doorway, his tie loosened, his sleeves rolled up. He looks tired, human, dangerous, just finishing the quarterly reports I manage. It's after 6. You said you needed them first thing tomorrow. Something flickers across his face. Guilt, maybe. Or annoyance that I'm making him feel guilty. Go home, he says finally. The reports can wait. Are you sure? Because this morning you said... I know what I said. He steps closer, close enough that I can see the exhaustion in his eyes. Go home, Olivia. My name on his lips makes my knees weak. It's the first time he's used it since that night, and it sounds different now. Rougher. Like it costs him something to say it. Mr. King, just go. I gather my things and head for the elevator, hyper aware of his eyes on me. As the doors close, I catch a glimpse of him standing at his office window, looking out at the city lights like they hold answers he'll never find. My apartment is a shoebox compared to the penthouse I imagine Asher lives in, but it's mine. The walls are thin, the heating spotty, but the rent is cheap enough that I can save every extra penny for the estate. I pour myself a glass of wine, the cheap stuff that tastes like sadness, and sink onto my secondhand couch. The threatening texts sit heavy in my mind, but there's a more immediate problem. Money. Even with this job, even with the generous salary, I'm still 3 months behind on the estate taxes. The numbers swim in front of me as I spread the bills across my coffee table like tarot cards predicting my doom. $43,000. That's what I need by the end of next month, or I lose the only thing left of my family's legacy. My laptop chimes with an email notification. Probably more work from Asher, more impossible demands to keep me busy so he doesn't have to look at me. But it's not from him. Hi there. I saw your photos on Instagram and think you'd be perfect for our platform. Exclusive modeling opportunities for sophisticated women. Discreet, professional, and very well compensated. Interested? Victoria Elite Visions. Chapter 3, Bruises and Secrets. The Elite Visions photo shoot left me with more than just money. It left me with a bruise on my ribs and the sinking feeling that I've stepped into something darker than I bargained for. The camera loves mystery, the photographer had said, his hands lingering too long as he positioned me, especially when there's a little struggle in the story. I should have left when he suggested the rope. Should have walked away when his assistant locked the door behind us. But $43,000 doesn't grow on trees, and desperate people make dangerous choices. Now I'm paying for it. Miss Riley. Asher's voice cuts through my thoughts like a whip. The Blackstone contracts need to be couriered to their office immediately. I look up from my desk where I've been hunched over my keyboard for the past hour, trying to ignore the ache in my ribs. Of course, Mr. King. I'll have them ready in. Not ready. Done. Now. He's been like this all morning. Sharp edges and barely contained fury. His tie is already loosened at 10 a.m. His hair disheveled like he's been running his hands through it. Dark circles under his eyes suggest he slept about as well as I did, which is to say, not at all. I stand too quickly, forgetting about my injury, and gasp as pain shoots through my side. The sound is soft, barely audible, but Asher's head snaps up like a predator scenting blood. What was that? Nothing. Just nothing. I reach for the contracts with careful movements, but I can feel his eyes on me, cataloging every micro-expression, every slight hesitation. Olivia. My name again. Rough and commanding and full of something I can't identify. I'm fine. I lie, clutching the papers to my chest like armor. But as I move around my desk, he's suddenly there, blocking my path. Close enough that I can smell his cologne, see the flecks of gold in his steel blue eyes. Move, I whisper. No. We stand there locked in a silent battle of wills, and I know he can see right through me. See the careful way I'm holding myself, the tension in my shoulders, the way I'm favoring my left side. You're hurt. It's not a question. I'm not. His jaw clenches. Don't lie to me. I don't owe you any. I try to step around him, but he moves with me, his hand shooting out to steady me when I stumble. The contact is electric, sending shockwaves up my arm, but when his fingers brush against my ribs, I can't stop the sharp intake of breath. His face goes dead white. Show me. What? Show me where you're hurt. The words are barely above a whisper, but they carry the weight of an avalanche. Around us, the office continues its normal rhythm, but it feels like we're in a bubble where only the two of us exist. Mr. King. Now, Olivia. The use of my first name, combined with that tone, part command, part plea, nearly breaks my resolve. But I can't. Can't let him see what I've been reduced to. Can't give him that power over me. It's nothing. I fell. Down some stairs. At home. The lie tastes bitter on my tongue, but it's better than the truth. His eyes narrow. Fell downstairs. Yes. And landed on your ribs. It happens. He's quiet for so long I think he might let it go. Then his hand moves to my face, fingers ghosting along my cheek with devastating gentleness. You're a terrible liar. My breath catches. Asher, who hurt you? The question is soft as silk and deadly as poison. His thumb traces my jawline, and I can see something dangerous flickering in his eyes. Something possessive and violent and completely at odds with his controlled exterior. No one hurt me. Olivia. His voice drops to that register that makes my knees weak. Tell me who put their hands on you, and I'll make sure they never breathe easy again. The threat should scare me, should send me running for the hills. Instead, it sends heat pooling low in my belly, makes me want to lean into his touch and let him fight my battles. But I can't. Won't. Let me go. Not until you tell me. I said let me go. I wrench away from him, ignoring the spike of pain in my ribs, and this time he lets me pass. But I can feel his eyes on me as I walk to the elevator, can feel the weight of his barely leashed fury. The elevator doors close just as I see him punch his office wall hard enough to split his knuckles. The courier service takes care of the Blackstone contracts, leaving me with the rest of the afternoon to pretend I'm not falling apart. Every breath hurts. Every movement is a reminder of last night's artistic vision. But the money hit my account this morning. $15,000 for 6 hours of work. Enough to make a real dent in what I owe. Only $28,000 to go. My phone buzzes with a text from Elite Visions. Gorgeous work last night, darling. The client was very pleased. We have another opportunity tomorrow if you're interested. Same rate. Before I can respond, another message pops up from that unknown number that's been haunting me. I saw the bruises. Someone's been a very bad girl. My blood turns to ice. How could they know about the bruises? Unless they were watching. Unless they saw me leave the studio last night, saw me walk carefully to my car, saw me press a hand to my ribs as I drove away. The thought makes me sick. Miss Riley. I look up to find Margaret at my desk, her kind eyes creased with concern. Are you all right, dear? You look pale. I'm fine. Just tired. She studies me for a moment, then glances toward Asher's closed office door. He's been asking for you. For the past hour. My stomach drops. What does he want? I don't know. But he looks. She searches for the right word. Dangerous. Before I can respond, his office door opens with enough force to rattle the glass. Olivia. Now. His voice carries across the entire floor, making conversation stop mid-sentence. Every eye turns to me, then quickly away, as if looking directly at us might get them caught in the crossfire. I stand on unsteady legs and walk into his office like I'm walking to my execution. He closes the door behind me with deliberate care, the soft click somehow more ominous than if he'd slammed it. Sit. I'd rather stand. That wasn't a request. Something in his tone makes my knees buckle, and I sink into the chair across from his desk. He doesn't sit. Instead, he moves to stand in front of me, close enough that I have to tilt my head back to meet his eyes. I've been thinking about what you said, about falling downstairs. My mouth goes dry. Oh, and I realize something. He leans down, bracing his hands on the arms of my chair, just like yesterday, caging me in. You don't have stairs in your apartment. Shit. How would you know where I live? I make it my business to know everything about my employees. That's Invasive? Controlling. His mouth curves in a smile that has nothing to do with humor. Yes, it is. We stare at each other in silence, the air between us crackling with tension. I can see the pulse jumping in his throat, can smell the soap he uses, can count the flecks of gold in his eyes. So I'll ask you one more time, he murmurs. Who hurt you? No one. Olivia. I said no one. I try to stand to put space between us, but he moves with me, his hands coming up to frame my face. The touch is gentle, reverent, completely at odds with the fury I can see burning in his eyes. Someone put bruises on your body. His thumb traces my cheekbone. Someone made you afraid. And I can see it in your eyes every time someone gets too close. You don't know what you're talking about, don't I? His hands slide down to my shoulders, then lower, and I know the exact moment he feels the edge of the bruise through my blouse because his entire body goes rigid. Lift your shirt. What? Lift. Your shirt. Absolutely not. Then I will. The promise in his voice makes my heart stutter. He means it. He'll strip me bare right here in his office, if that's what it takes to see what he already knows is there. Asher, please. 3 seconds, Olivia. Then I do it myself. My hands shake as I reach for the hem of my blouse. This is insane. We're in his office. Anyone could walk in. But the look in his eyes tells me he doesn't care about any of that. I lift the fabric just high enough to expose my ribs. The sound he makes is inhuman. A growl that seems to come from somewhere deep in his chest as he stares at the ugly purple bruise spreading across my left side. Jesus Christ. His fingers hover over the mark, not quite touching. What did this? I can't tell him the truth. Can't admit that I let a stranger tie me up and position me like a doll while a camera captured every moment. Can't explain that I need the money so desperately that I'm willing to sell pieces of my soul for it. It doesn't matter. Like hell it doesn't matter. His mask is completely gone now, revealing something raw and possessive that makes my breath catch. This isn't the cold, controlled businessman who's been tormenting me for days. This is someone else entirely. Someone dangerous. Tell me his name. There's no name to tell. Olivia. Stop. I pull my shirt down, stepping back. Just stop. What happens to me outside this office is none of your business, isn't it? The question hangs between us like a challenge, and I can see the moment his control finally snaps. He closes the distance between us in 2 strides, his hands tangling in my hair, tilting my face up to his. If someone touched you, he growls against my lips, they'll regret breathing. Then he's kissing me. It's nothing like the kiss we shared at the club. That was heat and desperation and mutual desire. This is possession. Claiming. A brand burned into my soul that says I'm his whether I want to be or not. I should push him away. Should remind him that this can never happen. That we work together. That he made it clear our night meant nothing. Instead, I kiss him back. My hands fist in his shirt, pulling him closer, and he responds by lifting me onto his desk, scattering papers, and sending his coffee mug crashing to the floor. I don't care. Nothing matters except the taste of him, the feel of his hands on my body, the way he's looking at me like I'm something precious and breakable and entirely his. Olivia, he breathes against my throat, and my name has never sounded like that before. Like a prayer and a curse and a promise all at once. His hands span my waist, thumbs brushing the edge of my bruise, and the gentleness of the touch breaks something inside me. Tears I didn't know I was holding back spill down my cheeks. Don't, I whisper. Please don't do this to me. He pulls back to look at me, his eyes searching my face. Do what? Make me care. Make me hope. I can't. I can't survive you breaking me again. Something flickers across his features. Guilt, maybe. Or pain. Olivia. A sharp knock on his office door makes us both freeze. Mr. King. Margaret's voice is carefully neutral. Your 2 o'clock is here. Reality crashes down like a bucket of ice water. I scramble off his desk, smoothing my skirt with shaking hands while he steps back, running his fingers through his disheveled hair. Give me 5 minutes, he calls out, his voice remarkably steady. Of course, sir. We stare at each other in the aftermath, both breathing hard. My lips feel swollen, my body humming with unsatisfied desire. His shirt is wrinkled, his tie askew, and I can see my lipstick smudged at the corner of his mouth. This can't happen again, I whisper. Can it? You know it can't. He reaches up to wipe away a tear I didn't realize had fallen. We'll see. Before I can ask what he means, he's moving to his desk, straightening papers, transforming back into the controlled businessman like nothing happened. Send them in, he says without looking at me. I flee his office on unsteady legs, my heart pounding and my body still singing from his touch. Margaret gives me a knowing look, but says nothing as I settle back at my desk and try to pretend I'm not falling apart. The rest of the day passes in a blur. Asher's meeting runs long. Then he leaves for another appointment without so much as a glance in my direction. By the time I gather my things to go home, the office is empty except for security. The parking garage is dimly lit, casting long shadows between the concrete pillars. My heels echo against the floor as I make my way to my car, every sound amplified in the cavernous space. I'm fishing for my keys when I see it. An envelope tucked under my windshield wiper. White paper, no postmark, no return address. My hands shake as I pull it free, and I know before I open it that this isn't good news. The paper inside is thick, expensive, official. It's a copy of my family's estate deed. The one I've been fighting to save, working myself to the bone to keep. But this copy is different. This copy is marked with something dark and rust-colored that makes my stomach turn. Blood. And written across the bottom in the same dark substance are words that make my knees give out. Soon, this will all be mine. Just like you. The paper flutters from my numb fingers as I lean against my car, trying to breathe. Someone knows about the estate, knows how desperate I am to save it, knows exactly where to hit me where it hurts most, and they have access to legal documents that should be private. My phone buzzes with a text from that same unknown number. Did you like your gift? There's more where that came from. Sweet dreams, beautiful. This time, I don't delete it. This time, I screenshot it and send it to someone who threatened to make my tormentor regret breathing. Even if it means admitting why I really have those bruises. Even if it means losing the job I desperately need. Because some things are more important than pride. And staying alive is definitely one of them. Chapter 4, Breaking Rules. The screenshot of my stalker's message burns on Asher's phone screen between us, and I can see the exact moment his last thread of control snaps in half. Pack your things. Now, we're in his office at 11 p.m., the building empty except for security. He called me 20 minutes after I sent him the photo, his voice deadly calm as he told me to come back. To bring the deed. To bring everything. I'm not going anywhere with you, I say, but my voice shakes. The blood-stained deed sits on his desk like evidence of my stupidity. Someone knows where you live, where you work, where your family's estate is located. He moves around the desk with predatory grace. They have legal documents that should be sealed. They're escalating. So I should just what? Move in with you. Yes. The single word hangs between us like a loaded gun. Asher, that's insane. We work together. People will talk. Let them talk. His eyes are cold fire, beautiful and terrifying. You think I give a damn about office gossip when someone is threatening you? This isn't your problem. Like hell it isn't. He's close enough now that I can see the gold flecks in his eyes, can smell the soap on his skin. Close enough that when he reaches up to touch my face, I don't pull away. You became my problem the moment you walked into that club, he murmurs. You became mine the second I tasted you. You said it never happened. I lied. The confession hits me like a physical blow. All this time, all the coldness and cruelty, the pretending I was nothing to him. Why? Because wanting you could destroy everything I've built. Because you're my assistant and I'm your boss and there are rules. His thumb traces my cheekbone. Because I've never wanted anything the way I want you and that terrifies me. My breath catches. Asher. But I'm done pretending. His other hand finds my waist, pulling me closer. I'm done following rules that were written by men who never had to choose between their empire and their salvation. What are you saying? I'm saying you're mine, Olivia Riley. Mine to protect. Mine to claim. Mine to keep safe, no matter what it costs me. The possessiveness in his voice should scare me. Should send me running. Instead, it sets me on fire. People will think. I don't care what people think. His mouth is inches from mine. Do you? I should say yes. Should remind him about professional boundaries and office policies and all the reasons this is a terrible idea. Instead, I rise on my toes and kiss him. This time, there's no hesitation. No interruption. Just his hands tangling in my hair and his mouth claiming mine like he's been starving for the taste of me. Mine, he growls against my lips. Yes. The single word unleashes something in him. He lifts me onto his desk again. But this time he doesn't stop at kisses. His hands map every inch of my body like he's memorizing me, marking me, making sure I'll never belong to anyone else. Tell me you're mine, he demands, his mouth hot against my throat. I'm yours. Say it again. I'm yours, Asher. Only yours. The sound he makes is pure male satisfaction. He pulls back to look at me, his eyes dark with possession and something deeper. Something that looks dangerously like love. Pack your things, he says again, but this time it's not a command. It's a plea. Come home with me. Asher's penthouse is everything I expected and nothing I prepared for. Floor-to-ceiling windows showcase the city sprawling beneath us like a constellation of possibilities. The furniture is sleek, expensive, chosen by someone with impeccable taste and unlimited resources. Everything is black or white or steel gray, sharp edges and clean lines that somehow manage to feel warm instead of cold. Hungry, he asks, loosening his tie as he moves to the kitchen. I'm standing by the windows, watching the lights twinkle below, trying to process the fact that I'm here. In his space, in his life. Olivia. I turn to find him watching me with an expression I can't read. Vulnerable, maybe. Like he's waiting for my verdict on his world. It's beautiful, I say honestly. Very you. Meaning. Controlled. Powerful. A little intimidating. His mouth curves. Only a little. I'm trying to be nice. He laughs, and the sound transforms his entire face. This is the man I met at the club. The one who made me forget my own name. Don't be nice, Olivia. Be real. Fine. It's gorgeous and probably costs more than most people make in a lifetime. And I'm terrified I'm going to break something expensive just by breathing on it. Better. He moves to the kitchen, pulling ingredients from the refrigerator with practiced ease. Pasta okay? I make a decent carbonara. You cook. Surprised. A little. I figured you had a chef. Or lived on takeout and arrogance. Just takeout and arrogance. He cracks eggs into a bowl. But I learned a few things when I was younger. When it was just me and... He stops, his jaw tightening. And it doesn't matter. But it does matter. I can see it in the way his shoulders tense, in the careful way he's not looking at me. There's a story there. Pain, maybe. Loss. Tell me, I say softly. He's quiet for so long I think he won't answer. Then he sighs, running a hand through his hair. My brother, Marcus. It was just us for a while after our parents died. What happened to him? He made enemies of the wrong people. His voice is flat, emotionless. People I'd crossed in business. They couldn't get to me, so they went after what I cared about most. My heart stops. Asher. It was 3 years ago. Car accident, they said. Mechanical failure. He laughs bitterly. Amazing how often my enemies suffer mechanical failures. You think they killed him? I know they did. The weight of his pain fills the space between us. I want to go to him, to wrap my arms around him and take away the hurt I can see etched into every line of his body. But something holds me back. Is that why you're so worried about me? Because of what happened to Marcus? No. He looks at me then, and what I see in his eyes makes my breath catch. I'm worried about you because I can't lose you too. because somewhere between that night at the club and this moment, you became everything to me. The confession hangs in the air between us, raw and honest and terrifying in its intensity. Asher, I know it's too much, too fast. I know this whole situation is insane, but I can't pretend anymore, Olivia. I can't watch someone threaten you and do nothing. What if the person threatening me is connected to your past? What if being with you is what's putting me in danger? His face goes deadly pale. What do you mean? I tell him about the messages, about the photographs, about the way the stalker seems to know things about both of us, about the timing of everything, how it all started after that first night we spent together. By the time I'm finished, he's gripping the counter hard enough to turn his knuckles white. Son of a bitch, he breathes. What? Viktor Kozlov. The name sounds foreign, dangerous. Who's Viktor Kozlov? A business rival. Russian mafia connections. I destroyed a deal he'd been working on for months. Cost him about $50 million and his reputation. My blood turns to ice. When? 6 months ago. Right around the time the messages started getting more frequent. More personal. He swore he'd make me pay, Asher continues. Said he'd take everything I cared about, piece by piece, until I had nothing left. But he doesn't know about me. We were just one night and we've been careful. Have we? His eyes meet mine. You think no one noticed the way I looked at you that first day? The way I've been acting around you? I think about Margaret's knowing looks. The way conversations stopped when Asher and I were in the same room. The tension that crackled between us even when we were trying to be professional. He's been watching, I whisper. For months. Waiting for the right moment, the right weakness. Asher's jaw clenches. And I handed you to him on a silver platter. This isn't your fault. Isn't it? He moves toward me, his eyes blazing. I should have stayed away from you. Should have transferred you to another department, another company. Anything to keep you safe. But you didn't. Because I'm selfish. Because I wanted you more than I wanted to protect you. Maybe I wanted you more than I wanted to be safe. The words surprise us both. But they're true. Even knowing the danger, even understanding what being with him might cost, I can't bring myself to regret it. Olivia. I'm tired of being careful, Asher. Tired of doing the smart thing and ending up alone anyway. He closes the distance between us in 2 strides, his hands framing my face with devastating gentleness. If we do this, if we're really doing this, there's no going back. I won't be able to let you go. Then don't. He kisses me then, soft and sweet and full of promises that taste like forever. When he pulls away, his forehead rests against mine. We'll figure this out, he murmurs. We'll stop him. Together. Together. I wake up in silk sheets that smell like him. Sunlight streaming through windows I don't remember closing. For a moment, I forget where I am. Then memories flood back. Dinner that turned into conversation, that turned into kisses, that turned into the most incredible night of my life. Asher's side of the bed is empty, but still warm, and I can hear him moving around in the kitchen. The smell of coffee drifts through the air, along with something that might be bacon. I stretch, feeling deliciously sore in all the right places, and reach for my phone to check the time. 2 missed calls from an unknown number. 3 text messages. The first message makes my blood run cold. Good morning, sleeping beauty. The second one is worse. You look so peaceful when you sleep. But it's the third message that makes me scream. It's a photo of me in this bed, in Asher's bed, asleep. The sheets pulled up to my chest, my hair spread across his pillow. The timestamp says it was taken 20 minutes ago. Asher. My voice is shrill with panic. Asher. He's in the bedroom in seconds, still shirtless, a coffee mug in one hand and murder in his eyes. What's wrong? I hold up my phone with shaking hands. He takes it, his face going from concerned to deadly in the space of a heartbeat. How? I whisper. How is this possible? We're 40 floors up. He's already moving, checking windows, examining locks, his body coiled like a spring ready to snap. The security system, he says grimly. It's been compromised. For how long? Long enough. The implications hit me like a physical blow. He's been watching us, listening to us, seeing everything we've done, every intimate moment we've shared. We need to leave, Asher says, already pulling clothes from his closet. Now, where can we go? If he can get to us here. I have a safe house, somewhere he doesn't know about. How can you be sure? Because I bought it 3 years ago, under a different name, for situations exactly like this. As I scramble into my clothes, my phone buzzes with one more message. Running won't save you, little bird. I'll always find you. After all, I know everything about both of you now, including all your dirty little secrets. The phone slips from my numb fingers as the reality crashes down. He's not just watching us anymore. He's been watching us all along. And now he has enough ammunition to destroy both our lives, assuming he lets us live long enough to care. Chapter 5, Claiming What's His. The safe house is nothing like Asher's penthouse. It's a fortress disguised as a modest cabin in the mountains, 2 hours outside the city where cell towers are scarce and privacy is a way of life. But even here, surrounded by bulletproof glass and state-of-the-art security systems, I can see the darkness eating away at him. 3 companies want to pull out of the Singapore deal, he says, pacing the length of the living room like a caged predator. The board is calling emergency meetings. My stock price is hemorrhaging. Because of the photos, his jaw clenches. Victor's been busy. Anonymous tips to gossip blogs, leaked emails between us, security footage from the office. He runs his hands through his hair. He's painting a picture of an unprofessional CEO who can't keep his hands off his assistant. The weight of guilt sits heavy on my chest. This is all my fault. If I hadn't. Don't. The word cracks like a whip. Don't you dare blame yourself for his sick games. But I can see the cost written in every line of his body. The empire he's built from nothing is crumbling. Because of me. Because he chose to protect me instead of protecting his reputation. Maybe I should just disappear, I whisper. Leave the city, change my name. If I'm gone, if you're gone, I'll tear this world apart looking for you. The promise in his voice makes my breath catch. He stops pacing, his eyes locking on mine with an intensity that burns. You think I care about the company? The money? Any of it? He crosses to me in 3 strides. I built that empire with my bare hands, Olivia. But I'd burn it all down before I let anyone take you from me. Asher, you want to know the truth? I've been dead inside since Marcus died. Going through the motions, playing the game, but feeling nothing. Nothing until you walked into that club and reminded me what it felt like to be alive. His hands frame my face with devastating gentleness. So no, you're not disappearing. You're not running. You're staying right here where I can protect you. Where I can keep you safe, where you belong. And if that costs you everything, then it costs me everything. His thumb traces my cheekbone. You're worth more than all of it combined. The confession breaks something open inside my chest. Not just want or desire or even love, but need. Raw, desperate, soul-deep need. I can't lose you either, I whisper. You won't. He kisses me then, soft and fierce and full of promises I'm finally ready to believe. When he pulls away, his forehead rests against mine. Whatever happens next, we face it together. Deal. Deal. The call comes at 3 a.m. Asher's phone buzzes against the nightstand, the unknown number glowing in the darkness. We both know who it is before he answers. King. Good morning, Asher. The voice is heavily accented, smooth as silk and twice as deadly. I trust you're enjoying your little hideaway. My blood turns to ice. If he knows where we are. What do you want, Victor? What I've always wanted. Your complete and total destruction. A pause. But I'm willing to negotiate. I'm listening. Tomorrow noon, the old warehouse district. Pier 47. You know the one. Asher's face goes stone cold. I know it. Come alone. Bring your entire liquid net worth. I'm thinking around 200 million should suffice. Wire it to the account I'll send you, and this all goes away. And if I don't, Then the lovely Miss Riley will discover just how creative I can be when properly motivated. The line goes dead. For a moment, we sit in stunned silence. Then Asher is moving, pulling clothes from the closet with mechanical precision. What are you doing? Getting you out of here. What? No. We stick together, remember? Not this time. He won't look at me. I'm calling my security team. They'll take you somewhere safe while I handle Victor. Handle him how? By walking into an obvious trap? By doing whatever it takes to end this. I grab his arm, forcing him to face me. Don't you dare try to protect me by getting yourself killed. Olivia. No. We're partners in this, remember? You said we face it together. That was before he made it clear he's willing to kill you to get to me. And you think dying is going to solve that problem? He's quiet for a long moment, his jaw working like he's trying to swallow words that might break us both. My brother died because I couldn't protect him, he says finally. Because I was so focused on my own revenge, my own need to win, that I forgot the people I cared about were collateral damage. I'm not Marcus. No, you're not. He cups my face in his hands. You're everything. And I won't, let history repeat itself. Then don't go alone. I have to. Why? Because if something happens to me, at least you'll be safe. But if something happens to you, his voice breaks. If something happens to you, I'll become the monster Victor thinks I already am. I stare into his eyes and see the truth he's not saying. He's not just going to negotiate with Victor. He's going to end this permanently, one way or another. And he doesn't expect to come back. I love you, I whisper. The words surprise us both. We've been dancing around them for days, feeling them in every touch, every kiss, every stolen moment. But saying them out loud makes them real. Makes losing them real too. I love you too, he says, and his voice is rough with emotion. More than I thought possible. More than I deserve. Then come back to me. I'll try. It's not the promise I want, but it's the only one he can give. He leaves at dawn, kissing me goodbye like it might be the last time. I watch from the window as his car disappears down the mountain road, taking my heart with it. The security team he called consists of 2 men built like linebackers who position themselves at strategic points around the cabin. They're professional, polite, and utterly determined to keep me locked inside until this is over. Which is why I'm surprised when one of them answers a knock at the door. Package delivery, I hear a voice say. For Ms. Riley. Nobody knows she's here, the guard replies, instantly alert. Special courier service. Very discreet. I hear the sound of a struggle, then nothing. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. Hello, little bird. Time to fly. Before I can scream, something pricks my neck. The world tilts sideways, and darkness swallows me whole. I wake up in what used to be a warehouse, tied to a chair in the middle of a vast, empty space. My head throbs, my mouth tastes like copper, and every instinct I have is screaming that I'm in serious trouble. Ah, Sleeping Beauty awakens. Victor Kozlov is exactly what I expected and nothing like I imagined. Tall, silver-haired, impeccably dressed in a suit that probably cost more than my car. He looks like someone's distinguished grandfather, not a man who makes people disappear. But his eyes are dead. Shark eyes, predator eyes. Where am I? Pier 47, of course. Where your boyfriend will be arriving shortly to save you. He checks his expensive watch. Though I suspect he's already discovered you're missing. He'll kill you. Victor laughs, the sound echoing off the empty walls. He'll try, and perhaps he'll succeed. But not before I've taken everything from him that matters. You mean me? I mean his sanity, his control, his precious moral high ground. He circles me like a shark scenting blood. Do you know what your lover did to me, little bird? He beat you in business. He destroyed me. Systematically, methodically, with surgical precision. He didn't just take my deal. He made sure everyone knew I'd been outwitted by someone 20 years my junior. And that justifies this? It justifies everything. His voice drops to a whisper. I spent 3 years planning this moment. 3 years watching him, learning his weaknesses, waiting for the right leverage. His brother. His brother was practice, a warning he chose to ignore. Victor's smile is sharp as a blade. But you, my dear, you're the main event. The sound of footsteps echoes through the warehouse. Heavy, measured, purposeful. Right on time, Victor murmurs. Asher appears in the doorway like an avenging angel, his face a mask of controlled fury. He's alone, just like Victor demanded, but something in his posture suggests he's anything but helpless. Let her go, Victor. The money first. You have it. 200 million, transferred to your Cayman account. Check your phone. Victor pulls out his cell, his eyes never leaving Asher. After a moment, he smiles. Excellent. Though I have to admit, I'm surprised you actually went through with it. I told you, she's worth everything. Even your empire? Because by my count, that little transfer just wiped out your liquidity. Your board will force you out within the week. Asher shrugs, the movement elegant and dangerous. Empires can be rebuilt. Lives can't. How romantic. Victor pulls a gun from inside his jacket. Too bad it's all for nothing. The deal was never real, you naive boy. Did you honestly think I'd let either of you walk away after what you did to me? The gun swings toward me, and I see my death in Victor's cold eyes. But I've underestimated the man I love. Asher moves like lightning, faster than should be possible, and suddenly Victor is on the ground, the gun skittering across the concrete floor. They fight with brutal efficiency, two predators locked in mortal combat. Victor is older but wiry, with the kind of street-smart viciousness that comes from a lifetime of violence. Asher is younger, stronger, fueled by rage and desperation. In the end, rage wins. When it's over, Victor lies still on the concrete floor, his neck at an angle that nature never intended. Asher stands over him, breathing hard, his knuckles bloodied, his suit torn. For a moment, he just stares at what he's done. Then he's moving, cutting my bonds with a knife I didn't see him draw. Are you hurt? His hands shake as he checks me for injuries. I'm okay. Asher, I'm okay. He pulls me against his chest, holding me so tight I can barely breathe. I thought I'd lost you. Never. You'll never lose me. The company will survive. You'll rebuild. I pull back to look at him. We'll rebuild. Together. Together. The aftermath is a media circus. The story breaks within hours. Billionaire CEO Asher King killed a man to save his assistant/lover from a kidnapping plot tied to international organized crime. The details are salacious enough to dominate headlines for weeks. The board forces him out, just like Victor predicted. Stock prices plummet. Business partners distance themselves. The empire he built crumbles in a matter of days. But Asher doesn't seem to care. We're sitting in his penthouse, our penthouse now, watching the sunset paint the city gold. He's got his laptop open, fielding calls from lawyers and reporters and damage control specialists, but his free hand never lets go of mine. Any regrets? I ask during a lull in the chaos. He closes the laptop and turns to face me fully. About which part? Any of it. All of it. Never. His thumb traces patterns on my palm. Though I have to admit, I wasn't expecting the marriage proposals. I laughed despite everything. 17 interview requests from gossip magazines and 4 reality TV shows. Apparently, we're America's new favorite scandal. Think we should take them up on it? Hard pass. I've had enough of people watching my every move. Good. Because I'm a very possessive man and I don't share well with others. He leans over to kiss me, soft and sweet and full of promises. When he pulls away, his forehead rests against mine. I love you, Olivia Riley. I love you too, Asher King. Even though I'm unemployed, even though you're unemployed, even though my reputation is in tatters, even though your reputation is in tatters, even though the only thing I have left is you, especially because the only thing you have left is me. He kisses me again, deeper this time, and I lose myself in the taste of him, the feel of him, the promise of forever that hangs between us like a bridge to somewhere better. 3 weeks later, the envelope arrives with my morning mail. Thick, expensive paper. No return address. My name written in elegant script across the front. I almost throw it away, assuming it's another reporter trying to get an exclusive. But something about the weight of it, the quality of the paper, makes me hesitate. Inside is a single sheet of letterhead I don't recognize. The logo at the top is simple but elegant. A crown above the letters KE. The message is brief. Miss Riley, congratulations on your recent adventures. I trust you found my brother adequately protective, if somewhat predictable in his methods. I'm afraid the King family has a long memory for both favors and slights. Your association with Asher has put you in a rather unique position, one that may prove either highly advantageous or extremely dangerous, depending on how you choose to proceed. We should meet soon. There are things you need to know about the family you've married into. Things Asher, in his charming naivety, has never bothered to mention. After all, he's always been the idealistic one. Sincerely, D. King. P.S. You don't know the other brothers yet, but we know you. The letter slips from my numb fingers, drifting to the floor like a fallen leaf. Other brothers. Family secrets. Things Asher never mentioned. I look toward the kitchen where I can hear him making coffee, humming something under his breath, happy in a way I've never seen him before. Free, finally, from the weight of his empire and the ghosts of his past. Or so we thought. The letter stares up at me from the hardwood floor. Innocent-looking paper that might as well be a bomb with a lit fuse. Coffee's ready, Asher calls out, his voice warm with contentment. Coming. I call back, but I don't move, because suddenly I'm not sure if our story is ending or if it's just beginning. And I'm not sure which possibility terrifies me more. If you enjoyed this werewolf romance audiobook, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.